Well, with all these conversations of transitions, good transitions and bad transitions, I thought it was important to come on and talk about a way of coping. Something I'm noticing is silver lining coping. Now, a few years back, Brene Brown came out with a very helpful and good little YouTube clip talking about when people are in a difficult time, that we don't want to just silver lining it. We don't want to just give some pat answer. Tomorrow will be brighter than today. Everything happens for a reason. Because when we silver lining somebody's hardship, we're really minimizing their emotion. It's not quite what I'm going to be talking about. There's a place for silver lining it. There's a place for silver lining coping when we're in difficult and dark times, when our brain is really, really hot. Our brain is stuck right now. There's a lot of difficult emotion. There's a lot of trauma in the air, and we are saturated with very difficult information. There's global crisis and all this stuff. So we want to find a way, like, what do? I want to feel good. I'm sick of feeling bad. This is where silver lining coping is important. So silver lining coping isn't about minimizing emotion. It's about titrating our experience. That when we're deep in it all the time, it's just too much. It's hard on us. It's hard on our brain. It's hard on our bodies. It's hard on our hormones. All of these things that we've been noticing. So how can I find ways to titrate? And titrating is this idea of moving in and having a significant depth and noticing and honoring of all these hard emotions, and then moving out, because there's space where we need to have some respite. Silver lining coping is a respite from something. A respite is a break from something difficult. So what are some of the ways we can silver lining it? I think one of the things that I've really been encouraging is that a simple thing is to stop and breathe. Now, maybe that's not completely silver lining it. It's not increasing joy or life satisfaction. I'm not going to just be like, yeah, I feel great. But breathing is important. And if we slow down and we breathe, then maybe we can find some joy strategy. So silver lining it is about, how do I invite joy in? Joy is a core emotion. It's an essential way of being. It's been with us since we were very young children, before we were 4 years old. We need to make space for joy for ourselves, and we need to encourage our children and our partners, the people that we love, to find space for joy. Joy deficit is a problem for our relationships. It'll be a future issue for our psychological care. Silver lining it. How do I do silver lining coping? So stopping, breathing, and then noticing or thinking. Maybe it's choosing something opposite in a very difficult emotional time, to then jump into doing something like putting on a YouTube video and having a mini dance party. Difficult news, upset with how things are being handled globally or provincially or in our city. Watching some irreverent comedy, trying to find some place to pull out into this respite, to silver lining it, to take a breather from unbearable emotion, so that I can have a break and I can go back in to that feeling and have a better sense of understanding or being with. Maybe I can cope a little bit better. Maybe I can bring some of that joy and silver lining back in with me. Look for the bright side. You're not going to minimize all your feelings by looking for the bright side. So choose to see the good, choose to see the good in people, the positive intentionality in others and in ourselves. And hey, there's this term that I hear every once in a while about being extra. Be a little extra. You want to be extra? You want to do something extra with your parents? You want to do something extra for dinner? You want to do extra? Have some big feelings, laugh too loud, whatever it is. Make some space to be extra. And I bet you there's many other ways that you could consider strategies for silver lining coping. So taking a break, consider those methods, and go for it. Dress up for dinner in your living room. bake a cake and decorate it, whatever it is. There's choices that we can make, and it's not minimizing emotion to allow ourselves to feel really good.